This is Civilization 4. It was a massive, time-consuming game for a lot of people. It was released in 2005, and the song, Baba Yetu, was composed by Christopher Tin. It's the first video game song to ever win a Grammy. Now, to be fair, it actually won the Grammy 6 years later in 2011 when Tin released it on his own album, but it had opened doors for us to see how serious music for video games had become, and that's what we're going to talk about today on Music History Sorta. I'll give you another second with this tune, then we're going to get to it. Now in the beginning, video game sound was super simple. Pong was the first game that had sound, and it really only had two sounds. One to let you know you hit the super realistic square ball thingy, and one to let you know you missed. But by 1978, when Space Invaders was released, it had continuous sound. It had this droning bass line that got faster and faster and faster as the aliens got closer to the ground. It was super stressful, but it wasn't really musical. The thing was, music was a hardware function. There was a designated sound chip, and the music was programmed onto there by music programmers who maybe didn't have music experience, but they programmed it on there, hardwired, and that's what you got. This was called chiptune. At that time, it could only play two tones at the same time. And in 1980, when Rally X was released, it was the first game to have continuous music through the gameplay. And it was this theme that rolled on and on and on. Of course, technology just rolls on, and so in 1982, video games could play 4 sounds at the same time. And what do you do when you have all that power? I'll tell you what you do. You make a game with the music from Journey. There was one game that was leaps and bounds ahead of the others in how it looked and how it sounded. That was Dragon's Lair. Now, instead of having all of its sounds pre-programmed onto a little chip, it was Laserdisc based, which meant that they could pre-record voices and sound effects and music and then have it played back. Now, the platform didn't really catch on because the Laserdisc technology made it really hard to control the characters. And still, even with this technology, music was pretty sparse in the game until this last scene. That dress, princess? Seriously? It's a hell of a dress, and the game was impressive, but its music was completely forgettable. And that was about to change for video games, because in 1985 we got 2 of the biggest earworms ever. There was Super Mario Brothers, which had a different theme for different types of levels, and Tetris. This music is so well loved. Nobody would have known that the tunes that annoyed us so much then would become pieces that world-class symphony orchestras would play at huge concerts today. What? Now, a year later, The Legend of Zelda is released, and now sound is 16-bit. We're really able to get lots of sounds playing at the same time. And this is basically where music in video games stays throughout the 80s and most of the 90s. Now, as hardware gets more ability and more power, the sound gets better and better. And as the media moves to more memory and faster access to the memory, we get to start recording sound and playing it back. So by the late 90s, pre-recorded music is pretty common in games, and that allows the music itself to be the point of the game, like 1997's PaRappa the Rappa, where you had to rap to win. By the way, This moose gives the worst driving instructions.
Step on the gas. When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the gas.
Now games like Guitar Hero, with super realistic sound and ease to control those sounds and interact with the person playing, are common. It takes two of the things that I absolutely love, video games and guitars, and puts them together. And I suck at it. I suck at it. So bad at it. And finally, we kind of come full circle with another Journey video game. This one's more about sand than band, but the circle is the Grammys, because this one was nominated for Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. We're talking about a video game going up against Hans Zimmer and John Williams. Now, it didn't win, the girl with the dragon tattoo won, but music has changed so much in the video game industry that it can only be a matter of time. Well, that's Musical History Sorta for April 14th, 2016. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click subscribe. If you want to help make more of these videos, pop over to my Patreon. That's patreon.com/Jeffersongs. Help me make some more art and videos. Until then, peace and song.